outside of music, we're nothing.
You and Kanye.
Yeah, we can't be anything outside of music. Like, music is where we clicked.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, his principles, his morals, his mindset, we don't see eye to eye hardly ever.
Sure.
Ever. And we never have. I've said it a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Pusha T could understand if my next line of questioning would be, well, why were you rocking with him in the first place? Now, understand the gray areas in life. Like, I understand building a relationship with somebody and they change and then you eventually remove yourself. Maybe that's how Pusha T interprets this whole thing. But when you start looking at the timeline of things, there have been things that Kanye has been doing since the early 2010s to connecting with Pusha T that would have made me go, yeah, that's not my type of guy. But it's clear that Pusha T stuck by for the music, for what he could gain, and benefited and reaped the fruits of that relationship, right? And this leads me to my next point, which is, at the same time, I like Pusha T as an MC. I think he does speak to some morality or some moral values that I agree with, lessons that I've learned. But this is why I try my best not to idolize people, because they clearly most likely sometimes will have lapse in judgment. Pusha T is older than me. Pusha T is a much more veteran. He has more to lose. He has, understand what I'm saying? He's gained more in the music industry than I ever will and have probably, right? But it's clear that I see this thing a little different from him, right? It's clear that as much as we knock a lot of other artists for choosing to work with people that are a certain type of way that do X and Y and Z, and then we champion people like Pusha T and say, oh, he's willing to call out Travis Scott. He's willing to call out Kanye West. He's clearly proven that there were times where he looked the other way, right? I think obviously maybe if you have childhood friendship with people, I think Pharrell would have been the best example of this. Let's say Pharrell became a certain type of person. I would probably understand more if Pusha wanted to save that relationship and salvage that relationship. Kanye, though, nah, brother, you did it. You knew it would work. You let it work. And then now, I guess if you're done with him, you should understand why people may think you are discarding him, running back to your brother and running back to Pharrell, right? Pusha, you should understand why that looks that way, right? People like me, I'm trying to be diplomatic about it, but hey, dog, looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's a motherfucking duck, right? So there's that. Now, the next course of action is you guys want to talk about the rollout on this project. I'm not mad at it because we live in an age where controversy sells, click sells. No malice over there looking like every time people ask his brother questions, they're like, oh, man, y'all done got him started. But Pusha, you can speak your truth. But, I just don't want a world in which everyone can just move with impunity. Like everyone can just move without consequences. And we only save the pushback for people that we don't like. On this one, whether you like Pusha or not, this is a bit fishy. And it also contributes to what I have been talking about with Kanye West. How not too many of us are willing to swear off Kanye. What is the line? Until he keeps crossing it, then you realize, oh, I should have swore him off. And that goes for commentators too. I told y'all I keep my Kanye coverage to a minimum now because I'm willing to stand on my shit. Is that going to delay my quote unquote progress? Maybe. But that's the type of thing that I think I would be willing to do, especially if I'm aware of it, right? Earlier, so I don't have to end up like Pusha T later saying, oh, our principles don't match other than come. No. All right. Okay. Good talk.